well. It's a very good kind of coming out after Harry Potter. So
Yeah.
I hope to see more from him, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what his next project is.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see what Emma Watson's gonna do next.
Oh, I just want to
she
look at
is-
her. I have the biggest girl crush on her.
I'm sorry,
She
who's
did-
Emma Watson?
She played Hermione Granger.
Okay.
Her short hair just
she
makes me
actually
want to roll
did-
the floor.
She did a movie is directed by Marilyn Manson, and he does a lot of movie stuff actually.
Really?
A lot of indie movies. And it was Cinderella, and she played Cinderella, and I heard it was like the greatest goth interpretation of that. And
There's a
I
Sleeping
saw
Beauty
this.
movie coming out soon. This like
Which one?
not Sleeping Beauty. It's like a live action movie. I don't
Yeah,
remember the title. I saw a preview for it and it was like, ooh.
I know
this
it's
is
one of
wait,
those-
wait.
Sleeping Beauty,
Is this
the
gonna be something
witch
like Snow
hunter
White
or
or-
something.
Maybe it was
no,
Snow White.
It was Snow White.
It
yeah,
was
that
Snow White.
Snow White and the Huntsman, which
Yeah.
you know it looks like it could be could
Yeah,
be a
it's
good movie.
either gonna be great or awful.
But if it has Kristen Stewart in it, I'm very doubtful because she's a terrible actress.
Well,
and I
She just
maybe someone came up with a role where that only face she makes, that single
Yeah,
face,
yeah,
is
like
her
she
character.
is Keanu Reeves with the vagina. Pretty much.
except for she doesn't play parts like Keanu
That are
Reeves at
suited
least
to
plays
her.
parts that are suited to him
Yeah.
usually.
Wait, is this the guy who's the pixie from like the Timmy Turner? Like he always has that one monotone voice.
No,
I
he's
know
he's
who
he
he
plays
plays
Neo
Neo Matrix
in the Matrix
and
he's done,
Constantine.
Because I know there's this one guy with a very monotone
Yeah.
voice, and he plays a lot of cartoon characters.
He's-
One of them is
he
the
does not a
pixie
cartoon
from.
character.
No,
He's
no.
a live action character.
He's
Okay.
very tall, very dark hair.
Yeah.
Always has a kind of very serious, stoic expression on his face.
But like you said, he does characters that are suited to him. Kristen Stewart just does whatever the fuck she wants to do, and then she screws it up.
She's always like, slut face, I'm sad. Like,
Yeah.
that's basically.
Like her sad face is her happy face, and she always looks like she's in pain, and she's like
I don't know.
trying
I
to
always
remember her lines.
To me, she always looks like she's a girl that's really into bondage. That's the kind of face.
Yeah.
That's what her facial expression looks like to me. She's like,
All the
Yeah.
time.
And as an actress, it bothers me so much because one of the biggest things in acting is projecting your emotion on your face, and if you always look like that type of shit
well, the
on
thing with
your
her
face,
is
it's not good.
her big deal was Twilight, and no one went to see Twilight for a quality film. They went to
Exactly.
see Twilight because they were like, sweet Jesus, it's more than a book. That was the only reason anyone went to see Twilight.
And
no one
oh
was
my
like,
God.
that's probably a great movie.
It was oh god. I actually stopped liking Twilight because of the movies.
Honestly,
Yeah,
the only-
I'll admit,
no.
I went to the midnight showing. It was a dark age in my life, but
Yeah.
The only reason that people went to go see Twilight is because they were hoping to see sexy vampires, but they weren't even sexy.
Yeah.
I love
The
Robert
werewolves are kind of
Pattinson.
sexy.
Robert Pattinson, I would
The werewolves were pretty sexy.
But
Honestly,
they had to build like 20
Jacob-
pounds worth of muscle
Jacob's pretty
before getting
sexy.
there.
Yeah, I have no
But-
problem with that.
I will say, Robert Pattinson, if you look at his other work, he actually did an independent film where he played Salvador Dali.
Oh crap, that's incredible.
Yeah. And he was good. Like, I wanted more.
Have you
So I guess he
seen
just-
Water for Elephants was good.
N-
I don't see why he plays some whiny little bitch.
No
for
one went
4
to see
movies.
this movie called
he got
Remember Me. It had Robert
Yeah,
Pattinson in
I
it.
saw that one.
It was so
Exactly.
good, and no one went to see it. Like I tell people that, and they're like, "I've never heard of that movie."
Yeah.
It was so good.
I
It had a good
yeah.
plot. The acting was wonderful. Robert Pattinson was great. It was a brilliant movie, and no one went to see it.
Yeah,
Except I was confused. I thought it was a love story, and like the first scene, this girl's mom gets shot. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm not in the right movie.
Should we just make this episode become like a movie?
Well, I think we're going to do several episodes.
So movies in general.
Tonight.
Because
Yeah.
we're going off on tangents. So
Yeah,
I think it's
let's-
good material.
What we do. But,
Okay.
So yeah.
Now, back to Snow White. As a sewer,
Speaking of
have
Robert Pattinson,
anyone, you guys know the scene where she's like getting laced with that bamboo corset?
No.
Which one?
She's like, has
In
this,
which movie?
A bamboo
this is
corset?
the new Snow White one that's coming out there in the commercials, and she's got like this bamboo corset and hoop skirt. I just think it's genius to make one of those things out of bamboo.
So there's two.
It's so flexible.
There are 2 new Snow Whites coming out. One has Julia Roberts in it, and it's much more focused on the evil queen, which is I like better because
Evil.
she's far more interesting.
she's a
One's a
character.
comedy, one's like a thriller action thing. So the one Once Upon a Time is the one with Julia Roberts and
Yes.
some some
Toilet spurt
guy from
addendum.
sweet God. Okay, some guy from Broadway. I can't remember what his name is, but I used to know his name. But anyway, and that's what I have only talking about, which is getting laced into the corset.
Yeah,
and
it's
the
made out of
skirt.
bamboo, and that's genius.
And there's another one that's a little darker, and it's Charlize Theron as the evil queen, and that's the one with Kristen Stewart in it, which is more.
Is she Snow White?
She's Snow White.
Oh.
And which is more actiony and darker and that sort of thing.
Well, I mean,
And I want to see both of them, but
I'm thinking.
don't have any desire to see either of them.
I'll go see them with you.
I'm thinking what's going on, like with Robert Pattinson, how he was just really bad in Twilight, and then all the rest he was good. I mean, she was also in like Catch That Kid, and a lot of other movies when she was younger, and she was
she
very
doesn't
good.
speak. But
She was in a bunch of things when she was like 11.
yeah, when she's good for a kid actor, she didn't really translate well after puberty.
The thing that's discouraging to me, I mean, Twilight, gross. I'm sorry, that was not a good coming out role.
Yeah.
The fact that it's discouraging to see the previews for the new Snow White and see that she's still making the same facial expression all the time. Now, maybe if I see the movie and she's not making that facial expression all the time, I think she might be able to be a good actress. I mean, she does have the looks for it, although that didn't suit Twilight at all, because Bella was supposed to be like all not pretty, but I don't
it's
know.
Hollywood, I mean.
Yeah.
No, Bella was supposed to be pretty, but she didn't know it.
Yeah, she was like.
She was supposed to be like.
Okay, let's go away from the Twilight debate, but we still can.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I was gonna say that all I want to see that's coming out soon is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
I know, it looks so bad.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. That's all I really know about it.
The guy who wrote Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies also wrote a book called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And
That's why
they're
he won
making
the
a
election.
film.
I
Exactly.
know, right?
Film adaptation of it, which looks, if you've seen the posters for it, it looks really badass. And I'll post a link. But
Abraham
it
Lincoln.
looks
Abraham Lincoln's
hilarious.
badass.
Oh my
exactly, it looks like it's gonna be awesome.
There's a reason why he's on the penny and the 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And besides,
Interesting enough,
besides-
vampires run the U.S. Mint.
exactly.
They
So not only did he
deal with
free millions of black people, he killed a shitload of vampires, but the bad kind.
Did you
Not the
know?
good kind.
Did you know that after Lincoln was buried, his body was stolen 3 times?
Yes,
And
why
he
are
was
you just
mummified,
full
though.
of strange
I'm
trivia?
full
about
of
it?
useless shit.
But he was.
I would forget my own middle name if I didn't have to write it down.
I think
I know this
any shit is useless. That's how we get rid of
Yeah.
it.
Do you want to know?
That's the
There was
whole
actually
purpose of pooping.
You were just too literal.
there are these 2 guys that were counterfeiters when Lincoln was president, and they were just like being counterfeiters, making all their monies, and then because at the time, like, there was no regulation on the printing of currency. Like, a bank could print its own currency and all that, so it was really easy to make counterfeit money. Like, as long as you used high quality paper, people would think it was legit. But then Lincoln kind of like put down the hammer of the law on that one, and the Secret Service back in that day was not, well, they weren't busy protecting Lincoln, they were busy helping him with that. Irony. So that's the reason he got shot, because he didn't have Secret Service protecting him. And then these guys, when Lincoln made it harder to be counterfeiters, they were like, well, we're mad at you, we're gonna steal your dead body. So yeah, that was Lincoln's problem.
Oh, the fun fact about Lincoln's dead body.
We're just full of it.
After this, quick about your movies.
Okay, but when they wrapped him up in a flag, because that's what you do with the presidents when they die, like on job, you wrap them up in a flag.
Presidential burrito.
But then when they went back and opened the coffin, there was like, he was covered in red and blue spots, and they were like, what is this? Turns out to be remnants of flag, and he was mummified. So everything but his fingernails and his hair, which had kept growing, was pretty much the same.
Well, they don't actually.
Wow.
Fun fact about that. I know I said I should probably get my movie.
Man, I don't have any useless shit in man.
You sure you do? It's in your intestines. I know you.
Stop being so literal with shit. God.
Anyway, so when you die, you dry out, and your hair follicles and your cuticles
Unless you rot.
shrink back. Well, even if you rot, they shrink back, and it appears that your hair and nails have grown, but they don't actually grow. It's just whatever was in there at the time is kind of out.
Oh yeah, I actually knew that.
Yeah. I actually have a lot of weird trivia about dead bodies.
So movies.
So much bones.
So movies.
Yes, movies. Anything else that's come out recently? Or
Beauty and the Beast.